Hello again, little gay people in my phone, and welcome back to The Glass Closet, where chronically online gay people talk about chronically online gay things and beyond. And today, once again, I'm so excited to introduce our very special guest with you. This is Sasha, Motorcycle Mommy.
Hi, that is my name. Both are my name.
It's been alleged.
It's been alleged, and now I'm making it true.
I typically try and start with a spiel, like a horrible spiel, on like how I know you and like your lore,
Okay.
and then you can fix it.
Okay.
We'll fix it in post.
All right.
So I would say Instagram model of the century.
Wow.
Also print model, also runway model, also I think professional queer person, host, nightlife host, and baddie. You go.
I think a lot of those things are true. I will
Okay.
say, never walked a runway.
Really? See?
I am 5'5" on a good day, with a good shoe. Not these shoes. These Pumas, they're not giving you height. But never walked a runway, and definitely on Instagram.
Mhm.
I feel like the term Instagram model is someone who, like, posts, like an influencer, I would say, is an Instagram
Mhm.
model, but they don't really work. No shade. Like, get your bag however you get your
No
bag.
shade.
So I would say I'm definitely a model. I've been modeling for so much of my life. And I would love to think of myself as a professional gay person. I love that. I'm literally going to coin that.
You're accredited. Like, I've seen your degree.
Check my Wikipedia page.
Look
That's
it
going to
up.
be right under, blue line. And yes, I just started getting into nightlife hosting, which has been very interesting, fun.
Right.
Definitely fun.
You're like the host of the notorious Futch NYC.
The notorious Futch NYC.
Yes.
And it's fun. I like it. I think Futch has a very bad rep.
I was gonna ask.
I need to just talk about Futch Night really quick.
Can someone who isn't white tell me what Futch is?
I went to Futch Night last night as an anthropological study.
There's this discourse online about, is it diverse, is it not? I don't think Futch Night is diverse at all. I actually don't think Futch Night is set up to even be a diverse space.
I'm on TikTok seeing all these people talk about, oh, Futch Night only plays Taylor Swift. Futch Night is just lacking diversity. Futch Night is da-da-da-da-da.
I'll never go to Futch Night again.
Like, it sounds like something a bi white femme who only listens to Taylor Swift music and will one day marry a man, but her only dating pool that's like racially kind of ambiguous is when she dated like a light-skinned black girl and then broke up with her for a man would go to.
It has a bad rep. And the thing is, I get it. Listen, America, I get it. But I feel that the only way that you have to be the change you want to see in the world.
I like that.
Right? So, there's not enough black people.
Come to Futch.
Now I'm in charge of it, so I will make sure there's more black people, you know?
Wow.
Because I'm not going to run away from it.
Yeah.
And I'm also
Absolutely.
not going to go and still feel like I'm not seeing people that look like me.
Right.
But also at the same time, it's kind of like that, what's that shorty's name? Lucy Dacus?
Yes,
Lucy Dawkins. It's like that video where everyone was complaining that there wasn't enough studs or black people. I'm like, what fucking stud do you know listening to Lucy Dacus?
That's true. I don't know.
What fucking stud do you know listening to Lucy Dacus? So it's also like, I don't really know any studs that are going to Futch.
Tea.
And I'm someone who grew up in New York City, grew up pretty privileged around other white folk. So I'm also in a community that I just have been in my whole life.
Right.
So I feel like when people have like, they're like, oh, Futch, like, Futch, that's where all the white
The
people
white
congregate.
people.
I'm like, perhaps.
I've heard the term brunette convention.
Right, I'm like, perhaps they do. And that's okay, because I'm going to be
Right.
there and I'll be black and I'll be happy.
I go to all the Futches, mostly to see
Nia
you.
goes.
But, you know,
Nia goes,
It's
and guess
fun.
what? Nia's
people don't know, but it's true.
right.
I think it's a very fun party. I think you do a great job.
It's cute.
I also feel like, do you feel like there's a difference? I don't know if you've been to the LA one. Is there a difference in the vibes in the LA one and some of the criticism that maybe is there versus the New York one?
I've never been to the LA one, but I think the closest was the June Pride Futch, which was my first Futch, because I think all the people from LA were already in New York because it was New York Pride, and who the fuck, like, obviously you're gonna be here for New York Pride, like,
Naturally.
look at the material. And so there, I think the issue of like, oh, it's a clout fest, people like to say, or it's just this brand of white, lesbian, twink, fucking talker,
Twink talker.
I definitely felt a bit more at the Futch in New York, especially because people also like, oh, it's hard to get into. So when it's hard to get into, but you're seeing people who are listed who are probably people with followers, it's going to feel imbalanced, which I get. But also, like, it's the way the cookie crumbles. Like, I don't know. I mean, was it gobsmacking to see, like, Avery Cyrus catching a dub?
Yo,
probably.
Insert the photo. Like,
was that shocking? Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But also, I feel like there's always going to be complaints
True.
about spaces and communities.
True.
And I can do the best of my ability to make places feel more welcoming. But also, I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. Like, that's not my job.
Real.
And if you were expecting me to say that it was, it's not. Like, I'm going to look out for Heidi. Like, I'm going to do me. And I'm going to have fun. And everywhere here, there's Black events people can go to. Like, shout out to Gush.
Love
shout
Gush.
out to
Raw Honey.
Right. Shout out to Honey. Like,
GGG. There's a lot.
There's a lot of places, and you can go to those places too. You can go to both and experience things differently. Be like, okay, I like this here, maybe I like that there, and find some type of good middle ground.
Yeah.
But not one place is gonna have everything that you want. Like,
and that's a point I made in my recent TikTok about the Lucy music video, where I was like, we can't expect one thing to be the arbiter of our entire community. But I also do think, like, because I think there's the line of the Futch criticism being a clout fest, and then there's the emerging criticism about it being, like, very white, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like for it to have become as much of a thing as if it came on social media, I'm like, how many of y'all have been, you know? Like, or is it just, like, because there is this narrative that emerged, like, now it is this, but it's like, I went with my reservations, and I enjoyed myself, and I saw very beautiful people of color at the function, and that's what keeps me going. Like, I know who I'm gonna chat with, I know who I'm gonna dance with, I know what's music will get me on the floor, and it is never disappointed, and I've met honestly really cool, dope people there. And as I do at, like, so many other awesome queer events that may or may not be BIPOC centered, like, I think it's about giving things a chance and, like, not automatically assuming things aren't for you just because it might be rumored in the TikTok comments. But if you have the opportunity seeing for yourself, I would go with Futch.
Agree. And also it's just a sense of, like, if you feel like something isn't for you, you can easily make it for you.
True.
Easily. It's about how much you're willing to ignore the external voices that you're hearing to just, like, have fun. Because, I mean, it's the same as me, like, being a gay person and then being in a straight space. Already off bat, I'm at this bar, I'm at fucking Skinny Dennis, and I see all these white men with mustaches and, like bass fish pro hats, like
naturally.
But I came here with my queer friends, and we're gonna make our bubble, and we're gonna stay in it, and we're gonna have fun. I feel like when you have this mindset of I'm going out to get a kiss, or I'm going out to find someone cute, or I'm going out, that's where now you're putting so much emphasis on the night out, when I feel like your night out should be more determined on, like, what you're bringing to it rather than what you feel like you can take from it. Like, anything you take from it should be adding to your night. It shouldn't be, like, the staple of your night. Because sometimes you go out, even if it's something you thought would be great, and you're like, oh, mama, this was garbage. This was booty cheeks. Like, this was terrible. Y'all, I'm wearing my hood because my wig looks crazy. Don't.
It's giving Alexa Dummy, like you said. But I love that mentality, because I feel like in New York, I just realized, like, how much I go out is not super normal. Like, it's just like, I guess it's just like being queer, being in New York, and there's a lot of the queer events are rooted in, like, nightlife, and, like, it really is about curating a vibe, knowing, like, your people are going to be there, or just knowing, like, your music's going to be there, or just honestly not knowing shit, you know what I mean? And just, like, letting it be. Like, I don't know if I should say this, but I went to Bruise. Have you been to Bruise?
No, what is it?
It's a kink event that's, like, it's like,
wait, I think I saw you make a TikTok about that.
Did I?
I don't know. Didn't you say you were going to, like, some kinky shit?
That was lesbian spa party.
Oh, I heard about that too.
You should go to that one. That was
TJ
fun.
went to that.
That
shit looked nasty. I'm sorry.
I wasn't in the sauna. They had little foods. Like,
Why it already stinking? Why it already stinking? That's what it looked like to me.
That's fair.
But it was cute.
But Bruise is, like, it's more of a mixer vibe for people in the kink scene to commingle. And I'm on the fringes. I'm not really in the kink scene, but I go because it's not my favorite bar, and I like the people, right?
Yeah.
And the last time I went was the first time I had gone single, and so I was just like, okay, now we meeting everybody. How's everybody doing, you know? And it ended up by the end of the night, I went with my one friend who's like not in the kink scene at all, just to like catch a vibe, and we ended up like chatting with all the black people. We got all of the black people in the entire bar sitting in a circle doing like, what's your zodiac sign? You know what I mean?
I love that.
And like that's what made the night fun, because it's like, yeah, it's hella white and like everyone's nice, but at the end of the day you're kind of like, is this for me? And then we made it for us, like in the little corner of the bar, and it was a very nice night, and I learned a lot about kink. Yeah. How do you feel about like the culture of nightlife, and like how did you get into it, going from like modeling to hosting and influencing?
Honestly, Futch is the only party that I've ever hosted, and I honestly could be the only party that I ever host. Growing up in New York City, I was going out a lot at a very young age.
Real.
Like I would say that once I started doing more influencing stuff, and I won't lie, like my friendships are like 50-50, like 50 people that I've had forever who aren't influencers and people who are influencers. So we would just always be invited to these events. We're like, okay, let's go. Like we're 19. These events are not going to card us, so we can get drunk underage, like shit's cunt.
Period.
And we would do that. So that was my first introduction into nightlife, and I think that as fun as it was, it definitely burnt me out a little bit. And also during that time, I came out as lesbian when I was 19.
Word.
So during that time, I was still in all these spaces that were extremely hetero.
Real.
And there was just nothing for me here. Like, the bank was empty. The river was not flowing. It was not ebbing. It was a drought.
Oof.
So I felt like I would still be having fun because I was with my friends, and I would still have a great time, and I'll still go. But definitely there was a disparity for me where I felt like I was going out for different reasons. And just with all those things combined, like going out super young, getting fucked up at a super young age, and then also being in spaces that didn't feel like they were necessarily made for me, I just kind of didn't want to do it anymore. And it wasn't until I would say I started going to, honestly, dare I say, like the woods. And
Yes,
let
I
me
know
be
her.
clear, I have not been to the woods in a very long time. And I do not foresee myself going to the woods for a very long time. So
I
if
was
you're
at the
going to
woods
the
this
woods
week.
thinking that I'm going to be there, babe, I'm not. And if you see me there in the future, bitch, don't bring this up to me, because I never said that.
I met you at the woods.
We did meet at the woods 2 years ago.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That wasn't me. But I think just being in a place, even though the woods has so many issues,
Absolutely.
being in a place with so many queer people and kind of having like your pick of the litter while also being somewhere with your friends, if you have majority queer friends, which I do, and just feeling super safe, kind of led me into liking nightlife again. And then that's how I got into like Gush. That's how I got into going to the Bush. I actually met my ex-girlfriend at the Bush. What else did I like going to? Kiddie pool.
Oh, love.
Exes.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Exes?
I just found out about that
That's
one.
where the sexy people are.
Okay, but they said I got my tickets and then they were like 27 plus, and I was like, guess I'll stay home. Y'all don't
They
want me.
said that?
It's in like the little bottom descriptor. I was like, damn.
Oh, but they don't check.
Okay,
As long as you're 21 and over.
good to
But
know.
that's where because they're all older. It's
Exactly.
sexy older people who have jobs. It's like the sexy older queer people that you see that you're like, oh my God, where are these people at? They're at X's.
I'm cutting this out. I'm gatekeeping.
No,
Let me
you
go
better.
first.
Because you know who I saw last time I was there?
Who?
What's her name? Roberta Collindres?
I saw Roberta Collindres at Gush once, and I was like, I actually have to go home. I need to go home. I can't be around you. Like, I literally don't. Like, if she was with somebody else.
And
like,
they like
stop.
the blacks.
They like the blacks.
Anyway, so I think just going to more queer spaces got me more interested in nightlife. And then the girl who runs Gush, I mean, oh my gosh, the girl who runs Futch.
Right.
What? Gush, Bush, Fush, Dush, like, damn, too much.
Yeah.
The girl who runs Futch, Amy, if you guys don't know who Amy Orman is,
Legend.
iconic,
Yeah.
legend, lesbian YouTuber.
Yes.
Someone that I watched as a kid and
Same.
helped me understand, oh, this is normal. Like, not just normal, but this is like what I could be doing in a few years. Like, just
Right.
talking about being queer, being around queer people, and having a friendship and a friend group that are into the same things that you're into.
Literally.
And have it not be strange or weird or a punchline or a joke. So we became mutuals just through TikTok. And she hit me up like, oh, I'm doing a Futch in Brooklyn, you should come. Didn't see that text, didn't go. And then for Pride, she told me again. I came. And after that, we just kind of keyed a little bit. And she's like, you should host the next one. And then you should host the next 6. And I was like,
that's amazing.
why not? So it was super organic.
Right.
Super, super organic.
Community type stuff.
Very community. I don't really foresee myself hosting a lot because I don't really know what I have to bring to the nightlife world as a host. And of course, like, I can just show up and show face, which is what I do.
That's lit.
But I think until maybe I find a way I think anything you do, you should be like revolutionizing it a little bit. Like whether it's like doing themes and decor and making it feel like this or that, just like adding to something. That's what I'd want to do.
Right.
But I don't know. I really want to host Gush.
Period.
Really, really badly. I love Gush. I haven't been in some time because that's something you need to take a break from. Because your wallet's screaming and your body's screaming.
Indeed.
But when I go again, like, I really want to host for them. I think that'd be so fun.
I'm rooting for you to fucking go. That'd be dope as hell. Especially
Body
because they
and
have
Ivy.
like sick themes, you know?
Yeah, the one that was last week was, bitch, I think it was fart play.
Constantly raising the bar. Like,
no, that's what I'm like, we need to get our rights taken away. Like, we're going to get our marriage taken away because y'all want to play so damn much.
that TikTok
Fart
audio
play?
that's like, let's make fun of the girl that took a creative risk. Like,
No, ain't nothing creative about stanking up the joint. But honestly, I still would have gone. I went to the foot one.
okay.
And they had foot cams around the party.
Foot
So you could put
cams?
your foot in it, and then it would show up on a, and you would like put your foot in it, and then it would show up on a screen.
Oh my god.
Now that's creative.
No, the last one I went to was the wedding one where they had like
that was cute.
the ceremony and then someone's like, I object, and then they all get naked.
Oh, but I hated that one
Why?
because I hate Market Hotel.
LT.
Market Hotel is for teenagers
Ooh.
who have rips in their stockings on purpose, who wear glitter eyeliner and smear it, and who haven't showered in 3 days. And listen, I don't have anything against that. But the way that TikTok trivializes things, so then people actually show up and it's nothing like it seems, that's what happened to Market Hotel.
I see.
Like the way that people were just like posting the window from the train and being like, this is where I need to be, this is the Mecca, this is heaven. And then you
Just
get
standing there
there
filming
and
it.
the ground feels like it's going to concave.
Oh.
It feels like Yosemite.
Like,
Feels like a guy's
structural issues. Like, actually, though?
Yes.
Oh my
That's why I
God.
stopped going, because I'm trying to have a good time.
Right.
And I'm having a panic attack because I feel the wood bouncing like I'm at the goddamn trampoline park.
Oh my god.
But I'm not. I'm at the club.
I'm at the club. Why am I scared for my life right now?
And it stank. Because it's hot. No
Yeah.
air conditioner. You know.
Yeah.
It's hot. No air conditioner. No seats.
Real. When you're thinking about lesbian bars, it's like the Bush is a one room. It's a one room everything.
I don't like the Bush.
You don't like the Bush?
No. I just don't. I mean, I like the music.
Mm-hmm.
I like the vibes.
Right. The space is.
I can't do a one-room party. I need to be able to escape my ex. I need to be able to run. I need to be able to get a drink and like bring it somewhere else and be like, ooh, this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And then go back, because then I just get tiresome.
Yeah.
My eyes are tired. I'm seeing the same thing over and over again. It's Groundhog's Day. Do I look like a fucking hog?
No.
No.
No
don't
one's ever
answer
said that.
But for real though, I just can't do a one-room party. Like when I go to a place and I see they don't got a backyard, I don't care if it's 2 degrees outside. I need to smoke my Camel Crush outside.
First of all.
I need my Marlboro Light. Stacked right now.
I feel that. I just feel like the Bush offers something none of the other mainstays do. But I definitely get what you mean. I'm like on the dance floor and then I'm like, let me walk back and sit at the table. Now let me walk back to the dance floor. And like that's the night. But in the summer when they have those block parties though, and they close off the street.
The Puerto Rican Day Parade party was tea.
Oh yeah. They know how
Mouth
to.
and ultimatum.
Oh,
She was there looking.
yeah, she always is. You're talking about going out in nightlife when you're like around 19, right? Did you have a platform then?
Yeah, I started gaining, so like I'm one of those, like, I consider it like a stagnant influencer, which means that I gained followers really quick and then I never really got more after that. The past year I did like, I was at 35K from 16 to 22, and then out of nowhere I got like 15 because I fucking posted my tits once. Didn't even think my tits were out. It's like my least scandalous photo, but it got me like 15K more followers.
Word.
But and it's funny because like now the term influencer has changed so much. Like now anyone could have 45,000 followers, and that means totally nothing. But I think when I started gaining followers, which was in high school, no one else around me really had followers, obviously, because we're like 16. Why do you need to be following people? And I think because of that, I was able to meet people that now, like, if they met someone now who maybe had 30K followers, they wouldn't consider. But back then it was like, oh, 30K in 2017 or 2018, that's like a lot.
No, yeah.
Which 30K in general is a lot. 30,000 people. Like, I feel like numbers are so trivial now that people don't actually synthesize. Like, 30. If you saw 30,000 people in one room, you'd be like,
let me run. Like,
let me run.
Why y'all
I'm
looking at
scared.
me?
But so at 19, I did have followers then, and a lot of my friends I met during COVID through like social media.
That's real because I was there. This is my secret, my lore. Like, I was fucking there. You were on my Pinterest board. Like, very much. Motorcycle Mommy was going triple platinum on my iPhone 12. Like, it was really important.
I appreciate that. I feel like I'm a niche.
I feel like
I'm a niche.
Yeah, there are definitely people who are like, do you ever get that? Like, people who are like, you inspired me to shave my head when I was like 18.
I used to get that a lot.
Yeah.
I used to get that a lot when I had a shaved head. Like, I would get DMs like, you inspired me to cut my hair. Or I would meet girls on the street that'd be like, oh my God, I follow you. You inspired me to shave my head. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Aww.
I think that's so awesome. But I definitely feel like, because my best friend in high school, he's this white guy. He would say, like, anytime you post me, and I would, like, get followers, and I know that it's from you because it'll be, like, little black girls, like, with shaved heads. I was like, yeah, that's my cult.
Like, literally, they're your cult.
Run.
Like, you raised some of us. Like, it's really real. And what was that like, having a platform? Because I remember following you, and I will say you did inspire me to shave my head. I have a Finsta post from 2019 where I'm like, guys, should I? And it's a poll and your photo. And I did do it. But I remember the transition from when you started to be like, by the way, I'm like super gay.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like coming out on social, the process like in like real life, and then were you like, and now I'm posting about it?
Oh my gosh, it was like weird. It's funny because I recently found a Pinterest photo of me and my ex-boyfriend because we had like this one photo that went so viral. Like, I see it on TikTok, I see it on Pinterest, I see it all the flipping time. It's like me sitting on his lap and we're wearing matching outfits, and he's playing video games, and I'm just like sitting there like looking cut, like with like a good bang.
Right.
And I see it at least twice a month.
Wow.
3 times a month. And I saw it on Pinterest when I was looking at creative direction stuff for my job, and the comments were like, whatever happened to them? And someone was like, oh, she became a lesbian. And they were like, oh, I knew she was weird.
Oh my God.
And it was very much that energy.
Damn.
I feel like people, because I never really spoke about my sexuality online before that, I feel like people, although once I came out as like non-binary and I was like 16, but then I took it back.
You took it back?
I took it back.
Happens to the best of us. I've been there.
Because non-binary people are annoying. Cut that out. Don't. I feel like because I never spoke about my sexuality, people were definitely very confused who didn't know me. My close friends were like, oh, this makes total sense because you've been with this nigga. And my ex-boyfriend, we were childhood friends. So it's like, you've been with this person for so long, and you guys, like, the way you talk about it, it doesn't feel like a romantic or sexual issue. It feels like your best friend.
Right.
And so everyone in my life understood. I mean, my mom's gay.
Oh.
I have 2 moms.
Wait, word. I didn't know that.
have two moms. I was married to a woman. So my mom didn't give like a flying heck. My dad didn't give a flying heck. But I feel like my followers, they were very much like, why is this your whole personality now? And I honestly, I understand, because the way that I be not interested to some of this
Yeah.
throw it out.
Like the fan cams and the aesthetics, and it's just like, what is that show, Dickinson? Like very cottage core, and we're in the field and we're white, we're
Like,
kissing.
Because I feel like the lesbian content that I was making was just about me.
Real.
I hate seeing lesbian content about everyone. I hate seeing lesbian content about the community, mask, femme,
Oh yeah.
STEM, soft mask, soft bitch. What the, like, what are y'all talking about? Seriously, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Don't date bi women, biphobia, this and that, genital preference. All these things are from people who have no parts of it. Because I think if you talk about something, you should be able to be like, oh, and I feel like I'm allowed to talk about this because it's from something that affected me, something I did that affected someone else, or something that I know will affect me.
Right.
But it's people who have no connect. It's like, why I won't date bi women? Okay, you won't date bi women, you don't date them, so why are you talking about them?
Someone needed to hear that. That's important.
Or like, oh, I don't like I remember, do you know that trend that's like denied, that trend, and then it'd be like studs, and then they'd be like, and then they're like, but a stud who likes, who's not a touch or not. They're like, oh, I like it. It's like, why are we talking about people that we don't like?
Real.
Because if you ask me about something I don't like I'll be like, yeah, I don't like it. But I would never make a video about something I don't like. Because why would I even give it the energy? But I feel like with my content, I was just talking about things that related to me. But people still felt like, oh my God, why is this your whole personality now? And honestly, it was. And I think it was just that I was trying to let people know that I was gay, but also I was trying to figure it out myself, because it felt so crazy to me that just last week I was in this long-term relationship living with my boyfriend, and now I'm like, I'm a lesbian. And also, it's easier to like talk about being gay online, so you don't have to come out to every single fucking person that you see in person. Sure. Especially when they like know you as someone who had a boyfriend. Then it's like, bitch, just look at my TikTok. I just made a trending video to it.
Yeah, don't ask me about it.
Don't
Check
ask
the page.
me about it.
Leave a comment.
Pre my page. Because I don't want to talk about it with you. I barely fucking know you.
Yeah, real. I mean, I really fuck with your perspective on why there's so much denigration of each other in the community. And I don't know if it's coming from a place where you're like, let's have solidarity, like, why are we shitting? But really just a place of like, I think
it's just annoying.
It's annoying, and it becomes, that's the type of thing where it's like, and you're making gay your personality and not your relationship with your queerness, but like,
it's like,
just
who fucking cares? It's like light skin, dark skin. Like that's how I see those videos.
Yeah.
Like Blasian. That's how I see these videos. It's just, who cares? Yeah. And I get it if it makes you feel better to categorize yourself. If you feel like you need to categorize yourself to understand parts of yourself more, sure.
Why not?
But I think that the content that comes out of it is doing the complete opposite of what they think they're doing. It's putting more people in boxes, when the whole reason why I love being queer so much is because we are the antithesis of what's morally right. And I'm not a very religious person. I grew up religious, but I like when people like make fun of poly people, which like I do all the time too. In the back of my head though, or not even the back of my head, but the other side of it to me is like, I think it's so cool that polyamory is so prevalent in the queer community, because it's considered something that's depraved. It's considered something that's like immoral. And I think because we're queer, we don't have to like stay to these rules and stick to these boxes ever.
Real.
Because there's nothing telling us that. The whole reason why monogamy and marriage, or even like, I was saying this to someone, like when people think that death is the worst thing that can happen, even though all the time I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. You can say it frequently. You can't say something that's more serious, like sexual assault, like I'm gonna sexually assault you. That's fucked up. Right. But people still consider death the worst thing ever, and it's only because of religion. Because if you die and you did something bad, you're gonna go to hell. That's so like with the death penalty, it's like, if you die, if you did something bad, you should die. That should be your sentencing, because nothing's worse than death because you did something bad and you'll go to hell, right? And that all comes from religion. So the same way in relationships, and I dealt with this with my ex, there's so many people who are queer sexually or romantically, but not queer in their mindset.
Yeah.
You're queer because you like women or trans people or non-binary people, but you still live your life in the lens of a heterosexual world.
Or the patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
Really. Yeah.
So even the sense of like categorizing yourself, because that's how it is with heterosexual people. It's like, you're a woman, you're a man, you do this, I do that. That's it.
Binary.
And with queer people, the way that they want to distance themselves from that so much, they're actually making it way closer, because it's like, I'm a soft butch, so I do dress in boys' clothes, but I like to get my nails done as well. It's like,
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to label yourself as a bebop boobor.
Why do you feel the
Like,
need to differentiate
And
yourself?
that's where it comes from, like being so hypnotized by the patriarchy that
Real.
by you trying to distance yourself from the patriarchy, you're still like,
reaffirming it.
oh, I can't be masked, I like to get my nails done, so I'm a soft mask. What?
Yeah.
What are you talking
It
about?
sucks because it's reaffirming the patriarchy, but it's also a product of the patriarchy. And like, I think a lot of, I don't know how I'm getting here, but like internalized misogyny is definitely somewhere there, and feeling like we must fulfill like a role as like women or people who understood an experience where they came up as women or have been perceived as women, and like that if we can't be that thing, it must be another hyper specific box that we must fulfill or something. Or I don't know, I think really that's fine, but also it's the, and I've talked about this a lot on this podcast, the propensity of forcing it onto other people to reaffirm our own identities, to make ourselves feel valid, because it's like, oh, how can you like use he him pronouns and like but identify really similarly to me and we both be lesbians? Like that like doesn't make sense to me, so you must be fucked. And like now denied. Like, and it's like actually like,
Denied.
Actually we're all like under the same boo, you know what I'm saying? All trying to make sense of it. And I just love, it's been so long since I've heard someone make a take just being about like, you know, queerness is like actually about being queer and like being like antithetical, being non-conforming, like being free.
But I never want to get too far into that, because then that's where it's like, ugh, because that's when people are like, I'm straight, but I'm queer because I have a queer mindset. And it's like, well, that doesn't make sense to me either.
That's
but
true.
also at the same time, it kind of does, because like I don't really care if people want to date a man or date a woman, in the sense of like, I feel like some people really are like, oh, straight people, like, oh, they suck so much, like they're so annoying, which a lot of them are annoying. But I do feel like queerness is an identity as much as it is a sexuality.
Yeah.
And I think it's more about if you are someone who feels like, oh, I'm queer, but I date men or whatever the fuck, like maybe you're just non-binary or something. Like maybe, yeah, like maybe there is something more there. Because I do feel like queerness is like, it's just so much more than a sexuality. Like being gay is so much more than a sexuality. Because if that wasn't the case, then girls who, me and my friends were just talking about this, our friend, she like is so straight, but she's always trying to like mac on our friends sometimes when she's really drunk. But we're like, shut up, like you're straight. And I was like, well, I mean, that's kind of gay a little bit. Because if a guy were to do that,
that's true.
You guys would be like,
yeah,
that's gay.
That's true.
But she doesn't have a queer mentality. She's straight. Like she is straight.
Right.
So it's like, it's weird because it's like,
there's lines.
Yeah, it's more than just being like, I want to kiss a girl.
Yeah, that's true. I've been saying there's a difference between being gay and being queer.
Yeah.
Being, like, culturally queer, being with the community. Like, I think it's the difference between, like, Henrietta Hudson's, which I love, and, like, Gush. You know? Like, it speaks to a very different
I've never been to
of
Henrietta
queerness.
Hudson.
That's honestly
Girl, I'm not
impressive.
waiting in a line.
Thursday, I should gatekeep this, but Thursdays, no line, no cover. It's not as live, but it is.
Are there cuties? Or are they ugly? Be honest.
It's fun with you. You gotta make the night when you make it. You gotta make
No, I'm gonna make the night where I make it. Always.
Of course.
Because it's never, when people complain about Futch, it's never that they're ugly. It's that they're white.
First of all.
It's never that the bitches are busted.
That's true. I can corroborate.
It's that they're palm colored.
Indeed. Like, do you remember that song? This came out in probably like 2019. Rita Ora, I think Charlie XCX, and somebody else. Like, it was like, you know, the girlies on the fringes were like, let's come together and like maximize our joint slay. And it's this song called Girls, and it's all of them none of them are like out really to my knowledge. And it's just like, sometimes I just want to kiss girls, girls, girls. And it's supposed to be this like anthem for being bi-curious, essentially.
Girls, 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 I want to kiss a girl.
And that's what it sounds like, actually, though.
Oh, I know.
Have you heard it?
No.
Amazing.
No.
Yeah, it's not a great song.
All those people, I don't listen to their music.
No, same.
I will say I started listening to Charlie a tiny bit more because of Alex, because she plays it so much, and like she's like one of Charlie's faces, so I'm like, I'm gonna support you.
Period.
But
I mean, this was 2019. I wasn't really there. I was only there because there was so much discourse from lesbians who were like, this is like, you're fetishizing us. You're contributing to the fetishization of lesbians by being like not out, not queer, and like making the song about kissing girls. And that was my take, because I was like 17 and I was like, this is like anti-lesbian, this is lesbophobia. And then I talked to someone who was also queer, very like in the same space as me, probably honestly at the time more culturally queer than I was, who was like, actually, it's, mind you, this is my ex. I don't know why I'm saying that. I talked to my ex and they were like, oh, like, it's allowed. Like, they are expressing queerness, like gayness, and they should be allowed to do that. And the only reason they're not is actually because of like the patriarchy, really, and not like, it's kind of like for straight girls or bi-curious girls to have an opportunity to explore anything, even if they're not like, I'm bi, but it's like, I want to kiss my friends. Like, it sucks that it's like either, and I think this even goes into like having to out celebrities and shit. Like, it either has to be like, you're with us or you're actually harming us by like not saying you're one of us.
And it's so fucking weird, because it's even like when someone comes out as lesbian and they come out as bi, and then people are like, oh my god, you're freaking, it's like, why can't I just figure it out? Because why is it okay that, oh, I was straight, and then I realized actually I'm gay, and now I'm gay? That makes sense. But someone couldn't be gay and then realize that maybe they're a little bit straight. I think it's all one and the same. I just think that because people are so afraid of losing community, but also love it's like when people find out that a celebrity is like a little bit biracial, and they're like, yes, yes. Spencer from Pretty Little Liars is a quarter black.
We
Thank
won.
God.
Finally.
It's like you want someone to like relate to you so badly, when in actuality they still not relating to you.
That's true.
She's still giving Caucasian. And even if someone does claim that, why does that make you feel better? So it's like someone is a little gay, like a celebrity that's gay, but they only date men. Yeah. And then they're like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Like, come on. Yeah. And it's, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Just pick somebody else, honestly. Like,
just pick someone else.
Have you caught strays from the queer community in that vein?
I mean, I think hosting Futch one was something that got me a few strays. I think in general, people just think that all my friends are white.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, you know me.
Yeah.
You've never seen me roll with a white person.
Literally not once. In my life, yeah.
Except, like, my homegirl Alex. And I have a few, like, sprinkled in.
Yeah, diversity.
But I think, because in the queer community, it's like, you're gay, then you're queer, then you're a queer person of color, then you're a black queer person, you're an Asian queer person, you're like, it's so segregated. And I think because at the end of the day, it is true that white queer people, skinny, white, conventionally attractive queer people are at the front of the gay community. It can sometimes feel like, oh, you're trying to align yourself to these people. So I feel like when I started hosting Futch, people thought like, oh, you're trying to like one, they're just using you to like remove some of the heat that's been placed on them, and two, like you're allowing it because you're like a fucking like Uncle Tom.
Oh, I see.
A gay Uncle Tom.
Damn.
And I understand that point of view. I do think it's like, these are also to me like people who live their whole life writing think pieces and dissertations that no one reads. And so part of it's like, all you like to do is be angry, so I don't really give a fuck.
No, I really hear that.
But also, I do see validity in that. And I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know why Amy chose me to be the host, but I think something that a lot of people should do in the queer community, in the black community, is choose to believe that you're worth more than what you can give to someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I should never feel like, oh, I was only chosen because I can help them out. Like, I'm chosen because they think I'm cool, or I'm chosen because they generally enjoy my personality, or things I have to say, and all these, you know, anything. Like, you should never have that mindset of, I'm only in a space because of, like, you should only ever think you're in a space because of who you are and not like what you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then even if they did select you on those bases, which I don't think is true, then you said it already, like, you are now a Black face of this event, and you're going in with the mentality of being like, this is for us because I'm here, you know, and that is important just to have happen. And I feel really paralleled in the sense that I feel like a lot of the criticism I've gotten from within the community has been in regards to my relationship to whiteness, speculated, true, untrue, fabrications, narratives, just, it's always
the verdict is out.
The verdict's out. Like, it's always that. And I feel like I've said the same thing. I talked about this in the first episode of this podcast when, like, I got canceled for some type of dating, I don't remember. Say interracial relationships, I've heard it all. But, like, and I hear what you're saying also in the being like, oh, that perspective is valid, because it really does come, I think, from other Black queer women, which is, like, really understandable and valid. And, like, had it been the other way around, would I have made a think piece? Who knows? We don't know. That's a different timeline. But I think that it's that thing where the most marginalized have the highest expectations placed upon them, regardless or not of it, if it's by each other or not, you know? Like, because, like, the phrase, like, Black lesbian, like, Black queer woman, like, holds a lot of weight in the spaces we're in. And thus, like, I think we hold each other accountable to very severe degrees and don't leave a lot of grace and space for each other all the time.
Yeah.
Especially when we're not doing what we think the other should be doing. Like,
I totally agree. And I think the people that do that are the people that also hold themselves to crazy degrees. And I used to be like that. Like, when I tell you, and I know you can relate to this, I was the biggest SJW when I was a teenager. I would be in the comments replying to every troll.
Fighting demons.
And it was because I was holding myself to a crazy regard for reasons that I still am not sure of. And I think it's because, like, when you are a marginalized person and there's already so many negative thoughts and attributes and personality traits, character traits placed onto you, you want to try your hardest to distance yourself from that. And I thought that, like, fighting for what I thought was right was me, one, showing that I'm intelligent, and two, showing that I care about important topics. And the thing is, I'm still intelligent and I still care, but I also just care way less. Like caring about things so much and feeling like you're supposed to, because one, I'm like, I'm Black, I'm queer, I'm dark skinned, I'm a woman. I'm, like, at the center of every single fucking negative thing that could possibly be fucking in the center of.
Yeah, it's the Mecca.
So I felt like I had this responsibility to educate, but at the same time in a way where, like, I was also being kind and compassionate and all these things. And then as I got older, I just realized, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I literally don't care. I don't care to be understood. I don't care to be liked. I don't care to be found that I'm nice or compassionate. Like, I really don't.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is one of the best things that I've, like, done for myself. And, like, I do get told a lot of times, like, I think you're mean, or I thought you were mean, or I thought you were intimidating, or this and that. And it's like, maybe I am.
Yeah,
like,
damn, that's crazy.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
I feel like the best thing I can do as a Black woman is be fucking me. Since everyone already thinks I'm fucking mean, let me just be what you think I am.
Love
but
that.
like, in actuality, I found that fighting these demons, like you said, like fighting these demons that don't even exist, has done nothing for me.
Yeah.
Has done nothing for me. So anyone who was like, who does send me hate or like had thoughts about things that I was doing, I feel like a younger me would have been so quick to like make a video about it and be like, oh my God, guys, like, when I first got the Futch hosting, I was like, maybe I should make a video kind of like before I even hear anything, because I knew that people were gonna have thoughts about it. Like, it was just natural.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I don't care. Like, I literally don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
I think that's like an excellent exercise in self-love. Like genuinely, I think even where you're saying, I don't know why I was fighting these demons, like why, like where it was coming from for me to try and like make sense of and be kind and compassionate and educate and da. And I feel like it comes from really the urge to feel like you're deserving of respect. Like as a black, especially a young black femme woman, like in high school, I've been there, and being like, damn, I have to be intelligent, I have to be all the things so that people will respect me on like a base level. And once you love yourself enough to be like, actually, fuck you guys. Actually, I don't give a fuck. That's kind of hell. Like, as you should, and like, I'd love to hear it.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. And I do think, I mean, sometimes I'm like, I should care a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes.
like, I need to care a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I do take it to extremes of like, damn, like, I really
Are you Libra?
don't care. I am.
Me too.
Really? When's your birthday?
October 8th.
September 28th.
You're September, Libra?
Yeah.
Oh, they put something special on y'all. I like that. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Nia.
This was enlightening. This was warm. I can't wait to go to Futch tonight, actually.
See you tonight.
Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and follow Sasha. Give her another 15K without even having to show titty, but you can if you want. And leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all next week. This is like, I think we have 3 episodes left, so thanks for coming on this ride. And thanks.
Is this lucky number 7?
I think it might be.
Hey, my bus. Hey.
Bye.
Bye.